You want to use cold water because cold water works best. You don't want to use warm. Again, we're only rinsing these guys. We're not trying to wash them. And cold water actually works best when you try and prep them, so I suggest use cold water. Alright, let's go take them over here. Just rinsing off the excess water here. See? Okay, carry them over here. Come on. Okay, so this is what you call a stalk, okay? This is the very bottom of the celery. These are the very tops. You can see that you have some leaves attached to the actual celery stalk itself, okay? So basically the way that this works is you're going to peel them apart from the bottom, okay? And that's how you prep celery, okay? Now, typically where it's white, you don't really want to eat that part. Some people do. I particularly don't care for it, but I also don't bother trying to avoid it. If it is, it is, okay? So you just start peeling it, okay? And eventually, what's going to happen is you're going to get down to this part, the leafy part, okay? That's where you would stop, okay? You guys see this part here? Okay? If you want to go in as far as, like, to try and cut them up, you can. But this is mainly where you want to stop, okay? There's no reason to eat any of this part, okay? So you just toss it out. And this is what we want to end up with, okay? These are the stalks. Again, we're going to cut them up into about this long, okay? So we're going to get about 1, 2, maybe 3 pieces, depending, okay? Guys, it's all a discretionary judgment call. That's what you want to do, is you want to decide how you want to do it. So we're going to start pulling this, okay? And then so the reason I'm not making a big deal and throwing it all out is we can actually cut that part off, and I'm going to. So we're just going to start breaking them apart, okay? And you want to keep them all uniformed in the same direction so you can cut them all off together, okay? They're all kind of laying on top of one another, so you kind of have to go around the celery stalk. That's why I'm rotating this, okay? So you can see here's this one, right? And then there's that one. It's on top of everything. So you want to, nope. So this one's on top of everything. So I'm going to pull this one. And then I'm going to pull this one. And then I'm going to pull this one. And I think I'm going to pull that one. And I'm going to stop there, because there's not enough celery to be able to save these pieces, okay? There's really no point. It's for snacking. Now, if it was used in prep work, I could use these parts, but I'm not going to. So this part you can dispose of properly, okay? Okay, so guys, like I was saying, this part here was kind of non-exposed. We cleaned off the outer parts, but this part needed to be cleaned, and you can't really do that when trying to prep it. So we're just going to cut it right off, okay? Now, as we cut these, what we're going to do is we're going to square it off at the very end, okay? And I just typically give it one old cut, okay? Let me mention something to you guys when you guys cut this stuff, okay? I see a lot of you guys do this. You go down like in a chopping motion, right? And you scissor it, okay? You're not using the knife correctly. Let the blade do the work, okay? Do you also notice how I'm holding the knife, okay? Here's the handle, okay? Here's the blade, this is where the blade meets the handle, okay? This is where typically you would hold the knife in order to use prep work, okay? So I don't need this end. We're going to cut this. Now, to cut this, I'm going to put the blade down, but then I'm going to do it in a sweeping, sliding motion, okay? So I'm going to come, typically what happens is you rest not hard, very gently, okay? You're going to come down like this and come forward. Do you understand that? But you don't want to scissor it, okay? And there's not too much to do this with, okay? So watch this. This is how it looks in real time. Okay, see that? That's one piece of celery stalk, okay? There you go. 3 easy, good cut pieces. No scissoring. Beautiful, right? I'm gonna go get a bowl so I can put these in so that I can start clearing out the stuff that I have cut. Give me more working space. And then just go the rest of the way. Okay. Do you guys see pieces like this? How it kind of sprouts out like this? Okay. So I'm going to give you a small little tip. I like to cut these parts here, make them straight, so that it's all uniformed. Now, if you like to be able to use it like a spoon, you can leave them on. You don't have to, but that's up to you. Okay? So if you do that, just take your knife, put the edge at a small little angle, and just come in and do a scissoring, an incision motion. Okay? That's it. Okay? Just that. Not much, guys. Right? And again, right at the top. Look, it's all uniform, right? Pretty cool. Again, we're going to cut the top at the end because that's not really that pleasant to eat. So just cut it off. Okay? 3 easy pieces. Guys, you just continue the process through the whole rest of the way. All right? Now, I'm going to give you all a small little secret. And I've seen this on some of the Food Network channels on TV. Some people like to have what's called a garbage bowl. Okay? What exactly is that? You take just a regular bowl, right, to use for all your scraps. So once you cut and you have like ends like this, just put them in the bowl. Just continue working. At the very end, you take all your scraps and you just dump them right in the trash can. No mess, no frills. Right? What this is also going to do is this is also going to help you to manage your space and give you more workable area. Okay? Put that in the garbage bowl and just continue cutting, guys. Now, I'm kind of doing this one at a time, but if you were really trying to get yourself together, one thing I would do... Okay, let's start there. So, I got 4 stalks, right? You guys see how this is kind of the nasty end? Kinda, right? With all the grime. So, one thing I'm doing is I'm using the knife as an edge, okay? If you don't want to worry about damaging the blade, you can turn it upside down and just square it. Square it against your blade. Do you guys see this? Right? I'm using the edge to square it, right? And it's going to give you a more uniformed cut, okay? Now, turn the blade over, find how much you want to cut, and just cut them all off, like this. Okay? Look at that. I just did 4 of them in one shot. Okay? You take your ends, put them in the garbage bowl. Okay? Now, to save some time, let's just cut them all together. One thing I would like to also mention, see how they're curved? To make this more efficient as well, sort of stack them one on top of another, like they came off the stalk, okay? You see? Now I'm gonna trim them up a little bit, make them like actual stalks. That looks good. That looks good. This is kind of a little much, so I'm going to trim that guy. Okay. Take another couple of stalks, lay them on top of one another. Okay. Now, you're just going to square them off again. Take the ends. Cut. You guys see how I cut down? I went down and through. Down, through. Down, through. Okay? But I don't do it down, stop, and through. It's a continuous motion. Down, through. Down, through. Down, through. Okay? That's how you properly cut in culinary. Okay? Again, you're letting the blade do the work.